Welcome in, friends, to another week and another story. Let's get into the introduction of this week's story. Every now and then, the Lord sends a small reminder that we are seen, cherished, and not walking this road alone. Today's story is a Valentine of the gentlest kind, one tucked into the life of Miss Hattie Mae Bennett, a woman who has spent her life pouring out love and the quiet little Valentine that found its way to her porch and to her heart. This week's story is called Valentine at Juniper Ridge. The February morning dawned soft and pale, the mountains wrapped in a thin veil of mist that made the whole world look like it was holding its breath. Down on Juniper Ridge, Miss Hattie Mae Bennett stepped out onto her porch, her shawl pulled tight around her shoulders. She breathed in the scent of pine and wood smoke, the kind of smell that felt like home. At 72, Hattie Mae moved with the grace of someone who learned to savor life's small moments. The first bird call in the morning, the warmth of a biscuit fresh from the oven, the way sunlight danced across her kitchen floor. Folks in Juniper Ridge said she had a gift for making people feel seen. She remembered birthdays, prayed over every name she heard, and delivered casseroles before anyone even asked. But this morning, something new waited for her. There on the porch swing sat a small pink envelope, tucked between a sprig of winter jasmine. The flower was out of season, yet somehow still blooming, a tiny miracle in the chill. Hattie Mae blinked. Now what in the world? She picked up the envelope, her fingers brushing the delicate petals. Her name was written in a looping, careful hand she didn't recognize. Inside was a hand-cut valentine, the edges scalloped like lace. A watercolor heart graced the front, simple and lovely. Inside, one sentence: Thank you for loving people the way Jesus does. No signature, no clue, just a blessing. Hattie Mae pressed the card to her chest. Well, my stars, she whispered, her eyes warming. Somebody's been paying attention. She carried the card with her all morning. As she mixed dough for honey biscuits, she glanced at it and smiled. As she hummed Blessed Assurance and wiped flour from her apron, she felt a little lighter, a little younger, a little more cherished. By afternoon, she packed a basket of biscuits and walked down to the white farmhouse where Mr. Turner lived. He'd been a widower for years, and though he tried to hide it, loneliness clung to him like an old coat. When she knocked, he opened the door slowly, leaning on his cane. Well, afternoon, Hattie Mae, he said, his voice warm but tired. I brought you a little something, she replied, handing him the basket. His eyes softened. You always think of me. As he reached for the basket, something slipped from his shirt pocket, a scrap of pink paper, the same shade as her envelope. Hattie Mae paused. Mr. Turner froze. The paper fluttered to the floor like a confession. Oh, he murmured, cheeks turning rosy. I didn't mean for you to see that. She bent down, picked it up gently, and smiled. So it was you. He swallowed hard. I just wanted you to know your kindness keeps this old place from feeling so empty. Hattie Mae felt her heart flutter. Not the wild flutter of youth, but the soft, steady kind that comes from being truly appreciated. Well, she said, touching his arm, your note made my whole morning brighter. They stood there a moment, wrapped in a silence that felt safe. Then Mr. Turner cleared his throat. Hattie Mae, I've got a pot of vegetable stew on the stove. Would you maybe join me for supper tonight? It tastes better shared. Her smile spread slow and warm. I'd like that very much. That evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountains, Hattie Mae walked back down the lane. The farmhouse windows glowed golden, and laughter drifted out, hers mingling with his. They talked about old memories, shared stories they'd never told anyone else, and found comfort in the simple joy of being together. When she left, he handed her a small bouquet of winter jasmine, the same kind from her porch. Thought you might like a few more blooms, he said shyly. She tucked them into her shawl. They're beautiful. As she walked home, the stars blinked awake above her, and she felt something she hadn't felt in years, the sweet stirrings of a companionship, the kind that grows slow and steady, like jasmine blooming in winter. And tucked in her pocket, close to her heart, was a little pink valentine that reminded her love doesn't retire, kindness never goes unnoticed, and God's timing is always right on time. So the reflection of this week's story is, friends, sometimes we think our season for love or friendship or new beginnings has passed us by. But the Lord has a way of surprising us right when we've settled into the quiet. He sends reminders through small gestures, unexpected notes, shared meals, and gentle presence of someone who sees us. This Valentine's Day, may we remember kindness is a ministry. Love is not limited by age or circumstance. And God is still writing stories in the margins of our days. May your heart stay open to the little miracles blooming all around you, even in winter.